Welcome back to the Throwdown OCE Open Series for Rocket League, live at Showdown Studios. This is Tom Curry, Lord Snedden. This is Alex Wolfie Folding with the red suit again.
Well, I mean, back to back, right? I mean, I was here yesterday, and I got to bring it again.
Dude, my man, it looks pretty damn good. I tell you what. If you didn't know who Wolfie was, you'll remember him now. We're jumping into our next game, Retirement Home taking on Lovedex, and Lovedex did not have a good start. However, if you have just joined us, I'm not going to let the analysts talk just yet. We're going to have a look at the schedule and see what other games are coming up for you today. Wolfie, what's your niche? What's your jam?
What do you mean, my jam? I mean, I love Rocket League. It's great. We've got some really good matches.
Nice.
You know, Lovedex versus Retirement Home next, then Simple Physics versus Retirement Home. A lot of potential teams coming up, and obviously, then the big match versus Darksider with Simple Physics.
You just read the schedule out for me, Wolfie.
Whoa.
Fair enough. Asked you what's going on. You just read, there's the schedule.
That is what's happening next, yeah.
Well, so look, looking at the game at hand, Retirement Home haven't taken to the pitch today, but Lovedex have.
Yeah, Lovedex are definitely a little bit warmed up from the previous game, but obviously it's not the result that they wanted. You know, no one really wants to go into a game and go, oh, I love getting a 0-3. It's exactly what I want. No, there's, you know, I said it just before, but there's a lot of potential for these teams, especially within this top 8 kind of schedule that we have now. And
we've always had a schedule. Continue.
But Retirement Home, in my mind, are a little bit of a stronger team. They seem to be a little bit more inconsistent, but when they're on, they're a lot better playing.
Yeah, I mean, they've got the experience behind them, about 80 years old, and, you know, walking to the stick. And I think from Retirement Home, you have Kia, and that Kia is like kind of the safety net, or Kia is the experience, the absolute gun of a player who's been international.
Yeah, he's been international, so that's always a good, strong start of the team. You've also got Elusive, who's a pretty strong guy as well. And when you've got a good central team that you can kind of work around, guys that have very good rotations, even though they're thrown together quickly, they're going to be strong.
Definitely do not underestimate Daze. He is a really good player, as I said, when he's on, and he's definitely very, very aggressive, which is really what you want, especially at high-level play. You want to be on the pitch, obviously, but you really want to be on the ball. You want to be pushing that offense.
Yep.
And as long as you don't have to defend, you can just take shots all day. And look at that, 2.03 shots per game.
I mean, yesterday as well, Retirement Home were versing difficult opponents. Like, it wasn't an easy day for them. They started 2-4, but now they're going up. I mean, they're going up against arguably Lovedex, an easier team, and then they're going to go up against Simple Physics, arguably probably the worst team at the moment in the OCE Open Series.
Well, I mean, worse is definitely a harsh word, but the underperforming team.
0-6 is not a great start.
It's definitely not a great start. Look, I believe they have potential. You know, I mean, Jake is the super top analyst here, obviously, so he has a full understanding.
Are they going to say toxic and I'm not toxic? I'm just, like I'm saying at the moment, I mean, like later we'll talk about how Simple Physics, you know, need to sort of, you know, really push forward. But Retirement Home against Lovedex and Lovedex performance is a very big problem, Wolfie. That's why I need your input. So, as to you supporting Lovedex, obviously.
I am a fan of Lovedex. I like how they play, but against,
everything before but doesn't matter.
It's everything before but. But against Retirement Home, I don't think it's going to be enough. I think they need to play out of their minds to beat them. In my mind, Retirement Home's going to take this one. Probably a 2-1. It will be closer than, I think.
So if you asked me yesterday, I probably would have given it to Lovedex, but today, after seeing their performance, maybe it's CJM's internet not coming through, maybe it's miscommunication, Discord's not working, I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to have to go with Retirement Home. I'm back with Elusive. I don't care that he was on Avant, and I reckon that they're going to probably take it 2-1.
Well, despite popular belief, I'm actually going for Retirement Home here. And I know that you're both Lovedex, apparently. That's fine. I'll go for Retirement Home.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I said. Yes. I definitely said that I was going for Lovedex.
Yes.
Yeah. That's all okay.
No, I'm for once going to go for Retirement Home. I think Elusive's a really nice guy. He's a good player. He's always been consistent, and he's always been one of my most favorite players in the league. Kia and Daze as well, they're okay, but mainly Elusive. Jumping into this next game, Wolfie, I think Retirement Home are going to take it.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's a red suit.
You're blinding yourself.
I'm actually completely blinded. You know, at first I was like, oh, I'm going to rock this. This is going to be good. And then, you know, a couple of comments came and I was like, wow, okay, that's fair enough.
Well, he said blinded, you can't see because the light reflects off. But anyway, Wolfie's going to disappear. Probably go to a disco house or something. Or at least go to like a, 70s 1970s bar. I don't know what's going on in Sydney these days. However, Retirement Home, hopefully they do, because Love Decks, they would have just seen lost 0 and 3 and did not have the greatest performance against Retirement Home. Can they really change their fate? It's anyone's guess.
Yeah, for their sake, I hope they can, because another 0-3 could spell the death knell for how they're going to go into the rest of the tournament.
Ball was just set up there for Retirement Home. Again, Love Deck's still on the defense, and this is where I get worried, Korea, because when when Love Decks are unable to clear, so much opportunity for these other teams.
Yeah, especially considering Retirement Home has great rotation. Daze, what a shot! We did talk about it on the desk. Wolfie mentioned how Daze is a great aggressive player, and here we see a great example of it, the angle.
Look at that. Just beautifully done. Retirement Home with the first goal, and that is a great start. One we would expect, but definitely a great start.
Yes, that's what we wanted from them. A strong start from Retirement Home, showing what's going to happen, and that's a follow-up. Daze again.
My lord, what is happening?
Well, it's a great pairing between the Batmobile and the explosion afterwards.
Well, right off the kickoff, Retirement Home, 2 goals in the lead. Things are not looking good for Love Decks. This looks like a rinse and repeat from the previous series. For Retirement Home, taking full capitalization on this team, Love Decks, who do not look in form today.
Yeah, it's an awkward situation. Love Decks getting that 2-1 against Chiefs. Retirement Home getting 1-2 against Chiefs. We are seeing a bit of a scissor paper rock.
Monty Connor, he comes through, trying to set something up. CGM here as well. There's the center, but the runaway over the top. Retirement Home, their chance to shine. Elusive hits it. Angle was there, Monty Connor. That's not a clear. And unfortunately, Retirement Home is still pushing forward. Love Decks struggling to do anything here. Monty Connor, I think he's changed his boost since last game, and there's the shot. Daze again. That's a hat trick.
Yeah, they're definitely in a rough place. One of their players is currently running donuts as well. They're just getting bullied around that goal as Daze gets such an early hat trick. That's 1 minute 30 on the clock.
That is literally probably the quickest 3-0 we've seen today, Korea. Will it get worse? Will it get better? For Love Decks right now, I don't know what's going on. Monty Connor's here. Could be the first goal. Tries to drop it down. Adzi was there. Game definitely not over yet, but here comes Daze again. CJM. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Kia's here. Sends it away. Daze again, back on the defense. Elusive. Adzi has to get back. Kia has pushed forward. A very aggressive move. Unable to hit up. Daze hits that crossbar. In fact, goes onto the backboard and comes away. CJM now. Up inside. Elusive meets with Monty Connor. Hits corner. Kia and Daze. Strange bit of coordination there. Bumping left, right, and center. He hits it over. That's going to go in, but it's saved away by Monty Connor. Quick demo onto Daze, and that'll slow the aggression, but will it stop it? For now, Retirement Home is sent back into defense. Kia will have to follow the ball, but Love Decks just saving their next goal. When is it going to come through? Maybe then, maybe never. I'm very worried for Love Decks.
Yeah, and Retirement Home, full boost on all their players except for the newly respawning Daze will allow them to easily defend this push out, giving the opportunity to get the clear.
They're getting so close, they're just not securing it. Monty Connor, that's not a shot, but it sets it up for CJM. After he comes off the roof, he's going to have to recover this one. Adzi comes in, has no boost, and it's been taken away. This is a free goal.
What a runaway, no boost as well, and still manages to chase after the ball. The angle he knew his opponents are coming from too meant that even if they tried to get a pinch, they were doomed, just chasing it further forward.
And look at that bump from Kia. Elusive was coming back in. Sorry, I believe it was Monty Connor coming back in, but that bump made all the world of difference for Retirement Home. That was clean. That was pristine. That was nice. Retirement Home, 2 minutes remaining. They're going to keep on shooting, keep on aiming down the line aside. The demolition in front of goal. That ball's bouncing perfectly down, and right now it just looks like a montage, a highlight reel for Retirement Home, who are getting fancy with their shots.
Oh, dude, they're not just shots. They're like sharks that are circling around them, not giving them a chance to get out.
They're like cocktails. Oh, my God. Like, you know, you pay
Shots.
$9, you may as well pay 18. Right? No? Okay, fair enough. See how we are around here. This is why I stopped making jokes.
Oh, sorry about it. Don't drink. I'm not Aussie enough.
You're pretty Australian to me. Retirement Home, 1:15 remaining to add to this highlight reel. Elusive sets up. Nicely saved by CJM. So Love Deck still have a bit of fight in them, and you can see that Monty Connor reaching up for the ball, but he's a little bit slow. Unfortunate there. Will get the second touch after picking up that major bit of boost, and CJM sends it over the right-hand side, hits it again, and sets it up for Kia, actually. Retirement home, a minute remaining. There's the first goal, so some hope for Love Decks.
Yeah, finally found an opening. The team of Retirement Home's not actually in position, even though Days had rear post. Gets a little bit too aggressive, going for the CJM, but doesn't commit to the 50-50. You can't sit in those situations where you're looking. You either have to commit to going from the post or go for the 50.
55 seconds remaining in Korea. I mean, if they can distinguish between that, then maybe we see some better plays coming out of Love Decks, but how they set these shots up, I think, is at the moment one of their concerns, but not the entirety. How do you defeat Retirement Home? 4-1, game number 1. Love Decks have had a chance to warm up, and Retirement Home have come out of the barrel firing fast. This is very scary if you Love Decks. This game 1 is going to go over to the Monty Connor. Very close with that goal. The morale still hangs low. CJM with the setup, and it will be a good goal, which means we're getting closer and closer.
They may not be able to pull it back this game, but if they're starting to showcase what they need to do in the next, which gives me hope that they could pull back the 2 of the 3.
Definitely does. It looks like a stomp by Retirement Home, but Love Decks just holding strong at the end of this game. And there's a 2-goal difference. Adzi coming in now, misses the ball, unfortunately. Still will be Retirement Home's game. If they got a quick goal off the bat, off of that kickoff, then you'd start questioning the comeback here. But Love Decks, unfortunately, they will not find it. They instead will have to pick up the pieces in game number 2. CGM pops the ball up, sets it up for Monty Connor, who almost gets this goal, in fact. And Love Decks starting to have a bit more luck.
Bit more luck indeed. And I think Retirement Home is a team where starting to get some pressure onto them is very important. They're very emotional players. They get exceptionally invested in their personal performance in game to game. So if you can catch up, put them on tilt, you do have the opportunity to start playing a mental game as well as the online one.
Well, at the moment, you play any game that you can win, right?
That's
it.
it.
Love Decks, it is looking very, very worrisome. I mean, we're like, my bit of paper just has Love Decks. What can they do? 2-1 over Chiefs, and then this week or this day has just not been good for them at all.
Yeah, and this was the chance to decide where they're in the ladder. When you beat the Chiefs, you have the potential now to skyrocket all the way to the top. And now the display in the first match, not great. And it's now going to be how far they fall, not how high they rise.
That's right. 2-5 at the moment, Korea. Every single point is going to put them forward. If they can win these next 2 games, they'll be 4-5. Then that'll be okay. I mean, you're still sitting up with the big boys. You're still looking confident moving in the weeks ahead. But 2-5 is going to be very difficult to come by. 2-5 is like, okay, you know, what do we do here? Or end up being 2-7, I guess.
Yeah, and 2-7 is really bad because you're at the point where you're scraping through to make it into the gauntlet.
Yeah.
Because at the end of this weekend and the next, we're taking the top 6.
That's right. We're not taking the top 8. 2 teams will be eliminated after league play weeks 3 and 4, also known as day 3 and 4. Retirement Home, this could be the series that makes all the world of difference for them and for Love Decks. Game number 2 is what it's all about. CJM on the defense now. And Love Decks need to get it the heck out of here, but Korea, they're just so on top of the ball, Retirement Home. And I'm still worried. Monty Connor, quick demolition from Elusive. Over to CJM. Halts the aggression. Adzi doesn't get the clear he wants. It's reacted by CJM. Good pass over to Monty Connor. Back to CJM. This is what we want to see from Love Decks. These big passing plays.
Yeah, Days is just so fast off the ground. Love Decks starting to get their pass plays in order, but they're struggling with the intercepts of Retirement Home that is just really screwing with them.
Elusive, nice touch. Followed up by Days. Always there to strike. Retirement Home 1 minute in. Do not find the same success as game 1. 0-0 as that minute passes now. Kia ready for the setup. This is beautifully touched from Kia. He's actually not done just yet. CJM misses the clear. And again, it has to be followed up by a second member. The amount of resources they're committing doesn't work out. Adzi dribbling off the wall, tries to aerial it down the hill. Monty Connor as well. CGM, a great setup. Love Decks look like they could be in form in this second game. Not done. CJM over to Adzi to roll through. Kia is the wall.
Yeah, 3 consecutive blocks, getting those saves, allowing himself the time to run back and get the boost. You can tell that Kier is aware of the map, looking backwards to see if he needed to defend or if he should run.
CGM with a big clear, responded by Elusive. Monty Connor wait for the drop and does. The dribble though, got to follow it up because now it's set up for Days. The ball bounces backwards, gets a bit of speed on it. Over to Elusive. We see what's outside the stadium, but never mind that. What's important is where this ball's going to drop. CJM over to himself, doesn't follow it through. It's left actually. That's a lot of trust on the side of Retirement Home. 2 minutes 50 remaining. Korea, no goal scored just yet, so that's great from Lovedex.
Yeah, great time for Elusive to get that demo as all the Lovedex players push forward, now making it a 2v3 and able to halt any pressure.
Adzi now, the shot in the corner, well saved by Kia. As he picks up the boost, he'll go up the wall and try and commit. Gets in front of Monty Connor, but he doesn't budge an inch. Kia pushes it out, the center's there. Adzi with the save, Days off the wall. The lead striker sets it up for Kia, who runs into the net and Elusive to finish it off.
Yeah, that 1-2-3 pass play from Retirement Homes just shows you that they're not a pickup team, despite what every sign would say, because they work together, they rotate so well, and they can make this happen.
Well, 1 goal for Retirement Home, 2 minutes 20 remaining. Is this going to be it? Will Game 2 come to a crushing halt like Game 1? You have to be worried for Lovedex. Or do you? The setup from CJM just needs to be finished. See, the potential is there. The demolition onto Adzi, sets it up for Elusive. The shot into goal, comes back, and Days gets it.
What a monster in the offense, backed by Kier in the defense. This 2-man combo that's walking through allows the double touch between the 2 team members.
Look at that, Adzi just respawned, had 36 boost. That was it.
It's hard when you just respawn and you see all the action around you, and Days is playing so fast, it's hard to get your bearings.
Well, it is 36, isn't it? Because from memory, I don't normally get demoed. I normally do the demoing. I'm that guy.
You're the demo man.
I'm the demo man. 145 remaining. Retirement Home 2 up. Adzi now loses the ball. CGM, that's not a clear. That's not what you want. Kia back into control. Day's going to use this wall to really get pace on the ball. Sets it up for Elusive, and the angles are getting very creative from Retirement Home once again. That's when you know they're in control. That's when you know Retirement Home are coming out and doing their second album, even though they said that was it. Days is ready to do a third right now. 1 minute 20 remaining. Kia is here. And like John Bon Jovi, they're trying to really just finish it off. But they never can. It goes for like 5 minutes. The play does not stop, Korea.
Just like the charity events, they're not giving more than a little, they're giving a lot as they push forward and punish Lovedex by not letting them get goals, but also taking them when they want.
And that was a moment for Lovedex right there. 50 seconds remaining. Adzi not going to get back. They just let that one in.
Yeah, Kier is disgusting in his own side of the pitch.
Yuck.
Knows where to be and can set up and receive great shots.
Well, Retirement Home 3-0. Not as huge of a lead as Game 1, but it is enough for Retirement Home to be comfortable in this series. They will take it out, but they have one more game to secure the perfect score. And Retirement Home, like I said, they had a very rough start in day 1, but they went up against really hard opponents. And now, Adzi! That's a good goal to get you into Game 3.
I mean, you're not technically out. 37 seconds left on the clock. 2 goals down. It's definitely doable. And Adzi just did something filthy. And the after effect is so appropriate.
That is called angle rectangle. Get on my level, Archangel. I don't know. I'm so sorry. It's been a long one. 35 seconds, 2 goals. That's what's needed. Lovedex cannot go past what this means for them. This means that they can bring themselves back into this game, but 20 seconds, that's a goal every 10 seconds. Adzi wants to set it up. He comes in for a second shot. 15 seconds. CJM is here. Days saves it away. That could be it, ladies and gentlemen. And I can't be a rap god. I can't even rhyme, but I know exactly what this game means to Lovedex, and it's an important one. It's one that could have been taken away. But unfortunately, Retirement Home Too strong to finish off game 2. That ball hits the ground and Retirement Home find themselves with a 2-0 lead.
I was very convinced you were going to rhyme with time as the clock was running down, so I'm a little sad.
Look, I couldn't, angle, arcangle. I'm like, it's the same thing. Archangel. I don't know anymore. It's just, I used to be dumb. And now that I'm not, I feel like I can't make jokes, Korea. That's a different problem. The new problem that we're looking at is Love Dex being 0-5 today.
Yeah, that feels real bad. Off the win yesterday as well. We came in, we're discussing at the desks. It was like, where do you reckon Love Dex is going to fit? They're definitely top 6, pushing maybe even top 4 based on their performances today. If they can smash out Retirement Home, they've definitely locked it down.
No.
Nope.
Did not happen.
That wasn't a thing.
And Retirement Home, who I've called Retire Merit Home.
Nailed it.
On my sheet, yeah. They're going up against Simple Physics next. A 3-0 here, and assumably maybe a 2-1 or a 3-0 against Simple Physics. 6-0. They go up, they put themselves up to 8-4. One of our leading teams, and it just means that Retirement Home have to change their name.
Yeah.
Like,
they're back.
Straight up. 100% back. Well, I mean, Kia disappeared for 3 months. Like, he didn't really retire. Daze has been around for a while, and Elusive, of course, they've all disappeared, left, and kind of retired for a while.
Maybe it was Secret Ninja training.
Maybe, whatever that was last season,
Secret Ninja training, it works. Like, we see them leave, they go off, they find a waterfall, they go under it, they meditate, they come back.
Waterfall? What is this, Naruto?
And they have, like, a sick beard and, yeah, Rasen gun.
Well, all right, there's a goal from CJM. Love Dex. Within 5 seconds. That's a banger of a start.
Yeah, that's what we need to see. Love Dex trying to pull it back because you can't finish a day with no wins on the table. Love Dex, hopefully maybe they're a best of 9 team. They're just really playing for the long game.
Best of 9 career. I understand best of 5 teams, but best of 9, what is that? Retirement Home.
I'm reaching.
Look, it doesn't matter what time of team they are because they're setting the goal up again. Daze, right position, right time. Retirement Home and equalize.
Yeah, Nobu's pushing it right to the edge. Elusive is such a strong setup player. On the advanced squad, we saw him once playing with Shady, the Shady Elusive combo. The next season, we see him come forward. He can work with Siki to make things happen in the defense and the midfield. And now, he's a player that can play the entire field well, rotate and finish.
Just when you see Love Dex in a position of power and in a comfortable position, Retirement Home come through and just say, shut up. Like, honestly, Kia, that was so slick. He even gives it a little tapper to get the second.
Yeah, he's just running around. The aerial control as well, after the connection bump, just showcases mechanically how good he is as a player.
That recover from Kia, I think, was exceptional, Korea. Like, that was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, loved it. Loved it.
2 goals on Retirement Home, 30 seconds. We're into a punishing game already. And Kia, with the individual outplay, has set Retirement Home up for success once again. These guys playing exceptional Rocket League. The demolition onto Monty Connor doesn't stop the aggression, but it does save 1 extra shot. Not from Adzi, however.
Adzi, the player that's getting the goals that Love Dex needs to just keep inside the game. And Elusive unable to get the second touch, predicting the backboard, but not in time.
Now for Love Dex, this is absolutely fantastic because they're on the board, they're keeping up with Retirement Home, and although 50 seconds have passed, it means that they're not going to get washed out. What else can they do to stop this 3-0? CGM comes up, he's ready to dunk it down. Adzi for recovery. No one's in defense, it's Elusive who saves it away.
Yeah, Adzi is getting some serious snipes then. If we can allow him to get into a position where they can do a 2-man play off the backboard, they may be able to pull out the player, getting Adzi a better opportunity to make the shot.
Kia with the save again. Kia back up. Monty Connor, he heads back, leaves it to CJM. Daze overcommits there, and unfortunately he's not going to be in position. If anyone can come back, Elusive doesn't hit it off the wall. Monty Connor over to Adzi, and 2 people back into defense. The recovery immediately comes back, and Elusive now setting it up for Daze, who tries to get it over CJM. CJM off this left wing follows the ball. Kia uses that wall to really push forward, and that's kind of the Dynamite style. Remember Kia on that roster, he was fast and he loved to play with the ball.
Yeah, he's a fast and furious player, and especially when there's a demo behind him from Daze, it does allow him to run circles around the offense of Love Dex and push deep into their half.
Daze over Adzi. Is it over CJM? The read from Days.
They could make a montage just from this gameplay alone of what they have done to Lovedex.
You insane animal, you. That was a nice little touch-up. And it just outplayed the heck out of Lovedex. 3-2, 3 minutes remaining. What other montage goals would you like to see? Maybe this one. There's the start. Over the top. 2 members save it. Retirement Home can still come in, and Days is just going to be out of position for a little bit. Elusive back as well. Kia's here. Uses that clear. Goes back over to Monty Connor. Gets the ball centered. Days again. Over to Kia. Ball dropped down. Actually leaves it. It's not a fake if you don't call it. Elusive. Back over to the side. Adzi now helping with the clear. That ball's going to be centered perfectly. Monty Connor rotates down. CJM is going to hit the roof, come back down. A nice little touch. It should be in, but as he doesn't get it, it's reached by Elusive first. Monty Connor back down here. Lovedex trying to equalize once again. It's a good showing, but they have to do it first.
Yeah, Lovedex. Monty Connor in particular did some great setups there, but the defense from Retirement Home is just as strong as their offense, shutting them down and getting back to the backboard in the nick of time.
CJM's here as well. Fantastic setup for Monty Connor, who doesn't lock it in. Adzi's there. The ball rolls over the top, goes above the goal post. I believe it hit the side post there, so unfortunate for Lovedex.
Yeah, what a tease. But unfortunately, Adzi so close again. But the defense, Retirement Home, if you give them any time, they're very quick players.
Days saved 2 goals there, gets the demolition. Now set up for Retirement Home. And as Days centers this ball, should be knocked in if they can get around CJM, but they can't. Great defense from Lovedex, and it's responded likewise as Adzi comes up here now as well. 1:30 remaining. Lovedex trying to get 1 point on the board, but just can't at the moment. Monty Connor's here. Days trying to knock it out of the way. The ball centered beautifully for Retirement Home. Elusive off the wall. Can't find a thing. CGM will play with time, and Kia coming in fast, but to Norval.
Slow and steady, trying to work his way up, but unfortunately for them, time is against them. They do have that 1 goal deficit, so if they run it too close, they may run out.
Kia's here as well. Knocked away by Monty Connor. Set up from Adzi. Lovedex, 50 seconds remaining to get this other goal. This could be the difference for them. 1 point is just so important. Puts them to 3, which at the moment feels like a safe number until you go into next week. It feels like a better number than 2, probably because it is. 30 seconds. Kia on defense. Knocking the ball away from Adzi. Adzi gets through. 25, that ball crosses field. Over to CJM. Kia, no boost left. Monty Connor with a light touch. Kia hoping that major boost would respawn. Days with the save away. Kia now with boost. Should be able to save this. 10 seconds remaining. Looking from the outplay from Lovedex. Kia's up now. Centers the ball away. Looking for a goal to end it all. 1 second remaining. That ball only needs to touch the ground. Adzi keeps juggling it across. Monty Connor as well. But Retirement Home in a 3-0 will take down Lovedex.
What a sweep, and it is a sweep they desperately needed to lock themselves way back up after a rough yesterday.
Rough, but yesterday for them was, you know, just a really hard matchups. For Lovedex yesterday, taking down the Chiefs, and then today, coming through 0-6. They're so far the simple physics of day 2.
Yeah. It was
laughing,
very... Look, it was very clinical from Retirement Home. They were in the spots that they needed to be. Their positioning was very, very on point, especially by Days. You know, I said it before, he really was very, very aggressive, which really helped out in those 3-man aggressive plays because they ended up scoring the goals in order to, you know, smash Lovedex there.
And you can have the relative confidence that as an aggressive player that can rotate well, and with a team that can rotate surprisingly well, Falco, because they came together, that you can be safe. You can go up and be aggressive, especially when you know that the team you're against is playing on the back foot. they are starting to falter,
Yeah.
and your team can pull together for the defense when they have to.
I definitely noticed that Retirement Home's passes were a lot more on point than Love Deck's.
Yeah.
They were exactly to where the player exactly was, instead of sort of in a spot where he might be able to get to, but it's also a bit ambiguous for the opposition to get to as well. So, and that's definitely one of the catalysts to their win and their 3-0 there. Like, it was absolutely brilliant.
But that's a great start from Retirement Home, because yesterday they came 2-4 after their 2 series. They versed some difficult opponents, but today against Love Decks, that cements themselves up. They get 3 points. They're now 5-4. They go up against Simple Physics next.
Odds are good.
Their odds are definitely a lot better going up against Simple Physics. Just looking at the scores themselves, not trying to be too
Yeah,
savage there.
sure,
Toxic.
sure. You don't want to be toxic.
So toxic.
I swear I'm not toxic.
Yeah, okay. All right, we'll see your gameplay a little bit later. Yeah, it should be an easier run, but Retirement Home, like you said, I think Days was on point. But Kia, I saw Kia be quite fast there at the end of that series as well.
Kia definitely was complemented by Days in their offensive plays. Kia was definitely, really good in defense, I actually found. He backed off, especially where he needed to be, to kind of wait for the opponents to not make a mistake, but to, kind of push the ball towards him instead of, being forced a mistake out of him. So he got really nice defensive clears, and then Elusive and Days were in the positions where they needed to be in order to get those goals.
Yeah, Elusive's like the glue. He just holds the two of them together while Kia's in the back and Days runs up the front.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
It is still going to be a great win for Retirement Home. Unfortunate, however, for the other gents there, but it's all right, because Love Decks, although New Zealanders, will still be able to compete with the Australians. I'm sorry, it's just coming into
Can you say I'm toxic?
There's an old
Whoa,
rivalry
all right.
there. Of course, the OCE Championships are still open, ladies and gentlemen. $25,000 prize pool. ThrowdownEsports.com, you can see down there. That is where you sign up. Disco Stu and Tom with the cool hairdo will be back with us. Actually, no, Disco Stu is disappearing. We'll see you in 3 minutes when we return with our